How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a Garage Talk with RONIN 47R, and this is episode 3. So here is that series. I'm going to call it a new series. It's only the, third or fourth video. Okay, it's throwing you off. It says episode 3, but how can it be the fourth video? Because I slipped in a 1.5 a while back. So there's only been a couple of videos, and it's a new series where, if you are not familiar with it, I am simply answering your questions, talk about random things that I wanted to share with you in a comfortable setting where you are just sipping your beverage of choice, and we are just watching this gameplay in the background, and we're just chatting. So it's kind of like platooning without platooning. We're just chatting away, two or more friends just hanging out. Actually, I wish we could do that in real life. That'd be pretty cool. Everyone, let's all meet at the same city. Have a giant RONIN 47R YouTube channel convention. That'd actually be kind of sweet. Of course, I'd probably be the only one there because I have no friends. But anyways, okay, well, getting on. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for this video. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start off with looking at some of the things that people have posted on one of the videos here, and I'm just kind of going down the list. And one of the things that somebody was saying, it wasn't a question, it was a statement. And COD Gamer one of my subscribers, writes, "Love me some AARs." And you know, and thank you, first of all, hello. But second of all, call me over analytical, but gosh, I like when you guys are happy with the stuff that I create, because if I'm having fun doing it and you're having fun enjoying what I created, then it's like a win-win. And call me silly, but I would actually like to repeat that. So if you guys can take the time, and I know you're all busy, aren't we all? But you know, whenever you get a chance, if there is something that I do that you like, AAR videos, Garage Talk videos, reviews, whatever, let me know. I appreciate you telling me that you do like them, absolutely. But if you can tell me why, and I promise not to make it into an essay homework assignment. You know, it has to be so many words. No, but I mean, you know, let me know what it is that you like about it, because that way I can have half a clue on how to continue moving in the correct direction, because I don't want to get something right on accident. I want to get something right on purpose. And this is a continual, you know, my cup's never full. I don't know everything. And granted, you know, Barnum, you know, from Barnum Bailey, the circus from, you know, the early 20th century, came up with or not came up with, but, you know, coined the phrase that, you know, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And I get that. I mean, I'd love to, you know, to please 100% of my subscribers, my viewers. Absolutely. But there's no company, there's no individual, there's no anybody that could ever do that. However, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go ahead and continue to try to do the best job that I can do to make you guys happy, because it's fun. It's fun for me to put out the good vibe, positivity, and you know, things that you guys enjoy. So anyways, that was a very, very, very long way of me saying, yeah, just let me know what it is that you like about whatever it is that you are liking, and I will continue to attempt to do it on purpose. Meanwhile, and you know, I really appreciate the grace, the kindness that you guys have shown me, where when I put out something that is less than awesome, you know, you guys don't really tear me up. I mean, I really appreciate that. You know, you're considerate of my feelings, and that's nice. You know, you tell me, hey, you know, you could have done it better if you did this, and you know, or whatnot, and you know, that's really awesome. I really appreciate that. So, you know, continue to also let me know where I can improve on things. That's great, and it's much appreciated. All right, so with that said, let me go ahead and move on to the next item. Did I mention this is fun for me? Yeah, I just, you know, in my mind, it's silly, but in my mind, we're just hanging out, and we are talking to each other live. Granted, I'm reading things that you've, you know, written to me, but in my mind, I'm pretending, amongst the other voices that are communicating with me at this time, you know, that, you know, we're hanging out and having this conversation. So I love doing this stuff with you guys. It's the closest thing to hanging out in person. The next thing I wanted to bring up was, well, it's kind of based on a comment that David made on one of the videos, and he was talking about, you know, we were talking about teamwork, and gosh, I mean, was it even based on that? Well, I don't know. I think it was based on my T-34-88 video I did, you know, a little while back, where it just happened to be a really good flanking game, and you know, anyway, so the thing is he was bringing up how sometimes, and he just recently had a game like this, where sometimes, you know, it just really falls into place. You know, whether you're getting active communication with your teammates or not, it's just really nice when the game falls into place and it's successful, because usually when you're successful, that's fun. I don't think people are usually having a bad game and like saying, this is sweet, you know, but, you know, so the question, you know, kind of comes up commonsensically, which is, you know, okay, so if we enjoyed that type of game where we had teamwork, whether you're, you know, verbally communicating or not, you know, using the radial button or not, whether people are just making common sense, good decisions or not, the question is, how do you repeat that? And so I kind of actually, I'm not coming to you with the answer. I'm coming to you with the question myself. I'm posting on your virtual discussion board right now, you guys. I'm asking you, how do we repeat that? And you know, I don't have the answer. I mean, I don't know if we turn around and make it a, you know, I don't want to turn it into a religion, you know, religion of the world of tanks, good playing or anything. But I mean, how do we turn around and sit there and get folks to make good decisions without sounding like we're know-it-alls and we're you know, I just don't want to be that kid in the class, you know, where I have all the answers and, you know, I'm going to tell you how to play. You know, I don't want to sound like that, but how do you promote good manners? Not manners, strategies, good team play? I don't know. I don't have the answer. The only thing I can think of is, you know, I try to virtually high-five the folks when I'm playing with randoms and I don't know them. I just try to be cool, you know, and let them know I appreciate the good stuff that they're doing, because I feel like, I mean, I just want to be cool and communicate in a positive way anyway, but, you know, from a strategic side, I don't think if I take my time and energy and say, you know, you suck for doing this and you should have done that, and I don't think they're really going to listen to me. But when they do things well, or other people are doing things well, and I kind of do the positive reinforcement thing, I say like, you know, Johnny, that was so awesome when you backed me up right there, or that was so cool that you flanked him, or whatever the situation was. I'm wondering if, you know, I appreciate the backup, you know, by saying those positive remarks. I think the people who weren't even involved with the situation, if they hear it, hopefully it sinks in and they're like, oh, wow, cool, you know, and they learn the lesson without feeling like they're being schooled, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this discussion kind of seems to go on in circles with everyone who complains about bad teams, bad games and whatnot. And it's probably an age-old question that will be around forever. But I'm just wondering if us as a group, you know, the forumers who kind of take the game, you know, fairly seriously as far as how to become better at it, and folks who take the time to listen to this video and any others, you know, you guys are a special breed where you're not just turning it on, doing whatever, turning it off and moving on. You're, you know, you actually have, you know, a care, a pride in, well, if I'm going to go ahead and do this, I'm going to try to do it well. You know, I'm not going to sit there and give up my life and play it 24/7, you know, but I mean, you know, I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I think that's the way to do it. If you're gonna do anything in life, to a healthy degree, you should do the absolute best that you can and put in 100%. Again, in a healthy, commonsensical way, which only you can explain for yourself in your own lifestyle. But anyways, that's my 2 cents, and that's my question. So, you know, let me know when you guys get a chance. Please let me know what you think, you know, about my question. All right, and another question that popped up on, looks like it was my video for the, you know, it was a news and update one, but it was the one specifically where I was announcing the Club Wargaming, I don't know, membership, I guess would be the right question. And USS Wisconsin 94 was asked a question. Well, first he said, you know, good for you, good job, etc. But then he says, you know, so what do you get for being on the inside? And that's a, you know, it's a great question, because it's I don't want to say it's work, but it's not, it's definitely not work. You know, there's definitely some things that, you know, that you have to tend to. So anyways, getting back to that, you know, looking back at the original post from, I want to say it was January 16th, if memory serves, that I referenced in the video, which previously I was unaware of. So, you know, naughty, but they were saying things like, I guess there was going to be like t-shirts or something, or some sort of little paraphernalia, tchotchkes, for lack of a better word, that we would receive. I don't know, you know, how or why, or, you know, how that would, I mean, if we're supposed to display those things. I mean, nothing was really mentioned. I don't know anything other than what you guys know from reading on the outside on that post. And since I've been informed about this and have joined and whatnot, which has been a short time. It's only been a month or whatever it's been. No mention of this has ever even come up. So frankly, when it was pointed out to me on the website from January, that was news to me. With that said, quote, what can I, quote, say do I, get for being on the inside? Honestly, I mean, the only thing I can see from being on the inside is just having a closer ear to wargaming and hearing what's going on to the extent that it allows me to better funnel the information to you guys. So, it's kind of like hearing, instead of playing telephone and hearing it from a fourth person or a 100th person, if you're hearing it from the first person who originated it, you get better intel. So that's a positive. And then the other positive, quote, thing that I get from being on the inside would be, I guess, is I got that mention on the website a few days back about being in the club. So in theory, we will be a little bit more visible. But in all honesty, there's no hard list of this is what you are going to get by being in, the club. It's a brand new thing. It's a pilot program, and in a positive way. I don't mean to sound negative. I mean, I'm just trying to be pragmatic. I think it's being created, being made up, being developed, tweaked as we go along. It's not even an established thing. So I don't even know if they have the answers to all of that. So it's a work in progress, and I am patiently and happily participating and waiting to see how this is going to go. Because the big thing about me when I heard about this is, from a selfish standpoint, because we all have egos, duh. But I mean, I'm thinking, yay, my channel being noticed, cool, So that was my selfish aspect of it. But then I immediately go to plan, the second part, plan B or part 2 or whatever you want to metaphorically explain it. And that is, and not to sound too sappy and dorky, but that's who I am. And that is, my channel is not my channel. My channel is our channel, because it would be my channel if I was the only subscriber. Yep, then it would be my channel, because it would be just me, myself, and I, and then it's just about me. But that's not the case. The case is that I'm creating stuff for you guys. So it's not my channel, it's our channel. And with that said, so whenever I hear things that are going to benefit the channel, I think about us, not me. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's great, Wargaming. I will join this. What do I have to do, and what will my subscribers get out of this? Because I want it, I want a cool experience for these guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're all busy. Time is the one resource that is non-replenishable. Well, I guess there's other non-replenishable, like fossil fuel. But okay, I'm getting too nerdy. So the point is that, time is that one thing that you just can't put a price on. And when you guys choose to spend time on our channel looking at the videos that I've created, well, that means a lot to me. When I say it means a lot to me, it means I don't take it for granted, because you guys have the choice to spend your time anywhere you want. And to do so here, in a what I hope is a healthy way, I put this little thing on myself where it's like my responsibility to give you guys the best of what I can give you. So, if you're willing to show up, it's my responsibility to not waste your time and do the best that I can. Is it the best out there? No, there's always somebody better at whatever task in the world. Faster runner, better tanker, whatever. Better at drawing pictures. There's always somebody better than you. But the thing is there's nothing wrong with, in a healthy way, trying to become better for yourself, so that you can therefore be better for your subscribers, and you guys deserve it. So I'm looking forward to seeing more things that Club Wargaming is going to provide to me, so that it allows me to turn around and provide for you guys something different, something better. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be more than just a title, Club Wargaming member. There's got to be something in it for you guys. That's pretty much it on that front. All right, going on to another topic here. I was thinking about, Square K9 made he's He's a player of the PC. He's also a subscriber, and he is also a contributor to this site with his replays. But besides that, I was coming across one of his posts in the gosh, I guess it was one of my platooning videos, and it might have been his comment might have been linked to something that we're discussing inside, if memory serves. I'm not sure. But one of the things he was mentioning, and let me just read it to you, it says, while I remember it, if Xbox works the same as PC, the camo bonus for camo paint depends on the class. TDs get the most at 5%, lights are 4%, mediums get 3%, and heavies and SPGs both get only 2%. At least that's how I remember it. Now, for the sake of time, I am not going to go and research this. I'm going to pull out the old, based on my own memory. And I could have sworn, and that's what that's what the whole thing is I'm not here on a pulpit gripping the stand here and pointing at you guys and telling you how it is. I'm just sharing what I know, and I know only some things. But when it comes to the World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition, I would love it if you guys can clarify what I thought and what Square Canine thinks. What I thought was that everybody gets a 5% bonus, regardless of class. And so, whatever it is that you are, as far as a class, all those normal characteristics exist. By putting on camo paint, you get that additional 5%, but everything else is the same, meaning if your camo rating was 20%, well, then it's 20 plus 5. If your camo rating, because it's a different tank, is 10%, then it's 10 plus 5. So whoever you are, you're simply getting that extra layer of makeup of 5%, the extra layer of lipstick or whatever. Okay, forget that metaphor. That was kind of weird. Anyways, but moving on. So that's what I thought. I thought it was just across the board, regardless of class. But Square Canine plays the PC, and that's what, what his information is. If you guys have anything to shed light on that discussion, please absolutely let me know, because I love to learn. You can tell I'm kind of a nerd. I don't know, what's worse, geek, nerd? Would that be a GERD? Would that be a neek? Well, I'm a combination of both, so whatever. But let me know, because I would like to know the answer to the camouflage question. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and switch gears on you. Hopefully you have not run away or turned this thing off and you're still with me, because I know I'm so incredibly exciting, right? But in all honesty, if you are still with me, here's my question for you guys. I've played, well, I guess I'm starting off with a statement, even though I just said I'm going to do a question. Basically, as you know, I play predominantly Xbox 360 World of Tanks. I have been dabbling in World of Warships, and to my surprise, I don't know what's going on, but to my surprise, I'm not going to mention any names. Well, just because I don't want to go down that list. But I can't tell you how many of my fellow YouTubers, we're chatting about whatever. And then, hey, does anybody, it comes up, and then like, well, does anybody else play it? Or someone asks that question. And then it's like, pretty much everybody's playing it. So I was pretty surprised, because typically it's kind of the Hatfields and the McCoys when it comes to, I'm gonna anger some people, but it just seems like, not me. I mean, I'm pretty open. I like a lot of stuff, but it seems like there's a good handful of people that are die-hard PC only. And when I say PC, I mean computer-based type games. And then there's other people who are console only. And they're just hating on each other. Well, I was really surprised. I don't know what it is, and I'm happy that it is the way it is. But the folks that I'm working with here, playing with, collaborating with, etc. Even wargaming employees on the Xbox 360 side, I was really surprised how many people have been messing around with the World of Warships. So I am not alone. That's pretty cool. And another person who I can tell you, obviously you've seen a few videos. Haven't put a lot of video time into it, but Wizard Ken, he's him and I, when we get together, we do some. They don't call it platooning. I think it's called a division. I don't know. I call it platooning still because it reminds me of World of Tanks. But we get together and we try out the tanks. We try out the ships, and it's fun. So now that I've totally bored you to death with that big, giant, long diatribe, I don't even know if that's the right word for that situation, but is it worth it to you guys? I'm just curious. Do you want to see more World of Warship stuff, because before I was clueless, and now I have like 1/4 of a clue. Actually, I've had some pretty good games, if you saw on my Twitter. But it's an interesting ride to learn this whole new, similar, but a whole new game. It's a nice change. If you get a little burnt out or a little tired of the World of Tanks, the ship thing is just it's pretty cool, you know. So let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you guys even play it. Just let me know about the subject in general, because you know, this is never going to be a World of Warships dominant channel by any means. But heck, you know, if it's the difference between me putting out a video and not putting out a video, let me know, you know, because if I have a choice, because I've got tons of tank videos up, but if I have a choice, you know, maybe I'll throw out an extra World of Warships video. But I don't know unless you guys tell me. All right, guys. Well, you know, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys and watching me blow up. You know, that's always fun. But I will catch you guys later. And remember, if you receive this transmission, you are one of the 47 Ronin, and I really appreciate the time that you spend here on this channel. Thank you much for making it what it is. I'll catch you guys later.